in today, the number one stub making method that you can possibly do is what we're going to be breaking down today. You can make millions and millions of stubs in MLB The Show 25. Now we're going to be talking about how you can do this method, when you have to do this method. You can see the stub count. 5 million stubs in MLB 24, 600 of Paul schemes that I could sell. I made 50 million stubs just off of this method alone, free to play, no money spent, and you guys can too. We're going to be doing a very simple breakdown of this method and also getting more complex as we go. So this is going to be a very, very good tutorial on how to roster update invest. Now, what is roster update investing? Well, live series player cards. Go to the series, go to live, and these are all players that can potentially have their in-game attributes changed based on their real-life performance. So look at the pie chart down there. Those are their attributes that are subject to change. Now for hitters, position players, everything on the right side of the screen, fielding, arm, accuracy, reaction, speed, all that good stuff, there's only one time throughout the year that a fielding update occurs. So we can expect those on the right side to never change. Drag bunt, same thing with that stuff, never changes. But the hitting attributes, they do change. So we can take a look at this guy right here, Jose Iglesias. We got contact right and contact left. Now, how do those attributes change? First off, a roster update happens about once every 3 weeks once the season starts. So the game's going to come out like 2 or 3 weeks before the season anyway, and then it'll be 3 weeks before we even get a roster update. You can see here an example of one. So if we look at Bryce Harper had, +6 to his contact right, +4 to power right, +10 to his discipline, and +5 to his clutch. And you can see he got a +1 overall. So how do these stats go up? Well, contact goes up based on batting average versus that side. So if Bryce Harper had a .315 batting average versus righties in the last 3 weeks of the update period, his contact right would go up. Power goes up based on home runs versus that hand. And then we got the other stuff. Clutch goes up based on batting average with runners in scoring position. And those are really the main important ones to know for hitters. For pitchers, we have stamina, which can go up based on the number of innings they're pitching. Hits per 9, which goes up based on reducing the amount of hits. Ks per 9, number of strikeouts. BB per 9, which is reducing the amount of walks. And then pitching clutch, which is opponent batting average with guys in scoring position. So that's how all of these things can potentially go up. It's very important to know how these stats can potentially change. You can see we have velocity and break that can go up to. They can basically do whatever they want. Now this is glitched. He did not get +66 velocity. So how do you make stubs doing this? How do you know? Well, if you join the Discord link down below, become a member link down below, you will make millions of stubs. Go check out the reviews in that Discord. And I'll be making roster update videos basically all year long. But the best thing to do, and to know when to invest in these guys, you got to understand quick sell prices as well. An 84 overall will quick sell for 1,500 stubs. Meaning, if I think this guy's going to have a good 3-week span, I can go in here and you want to buy these guys in bulk. So on the app, you would go on the app and you would place a bunch of buy orders in here for a guy, Ryan Walker. So let's just say I put in a bunch of buy orders and all these buy orders went through. There's 2 scenarios that happen then. Ryan Walker pitches like a stud. If he pitches like a stud, his price will just naturally go up. And then I can go in there and sell everything I can before the update even happens. I like to call that buying and selling on hype. You're not necessarily waiting to see if San Diego Studios makes the guy's attributes change. People are going to raise his price up because they're going to think he has a higher likelihood. So you can actually, make stubs without waiting that whole 3-week period, which is what I love doing personally. 3 weeks is a long time, man. I'm going to go in here and pick a guy that's going to have a good game tomorrow, and then I'll be able to sell him and make stubs in 2 days. So that's a really good use of roster update investing, in my opinion. But also keep this in mind. If Ryan Walker is a bum, if he doesn't do good, you can just go ahead and quick sell basically. So if you're buying a guy near quick sell, the amount of risk you're putting in can be very, very low. Maybe he faces the Dodgers and the Dodgers put up 15 runs on him in 1 inning. Okay, see you later, buddy. We quick sell all those and we go to the next guy. I like calling this method pitcher flips. So pitcher flipping is picking a guy 2 or 3 days in advance of their start. Let's say my boy Yoshi is pitching and he's got a good matchup in 3 days. His price the day of his matchup will actually just naturally be higher. So if he's at his quick sell price of $1,500 right now, which this is obviously unrealistic, But if he's at 1,500, the day of his start, he'll be closer to 1,700. That's just the way it goes. People build hype the day that these guys are pitching. And then if he has a good start, his price could go closer to 2,000. Bad start, back to quick sell. So it's a very, very good method to make stubs is pitcher flipping, buying these guys early. Again, we do this all year long in the Discord and on the YouTube channel. So that's a good, that's a good way to invest in pitchers. Now, hitters is a bit of a longer play because a pitcher is a lot more likely to have, a lights out start once every 5 days. It's a lot more noticeable. If Hunter Green comes out and strikes out 12 guys, his price is going to go up. Whereas if a guy like Julio Rodriguez, if he goes, 2 for 5, that's a good batting day, but yeah, it's not necessarily going to drive his price up. He would have to do something crazy like hit 2 home runs in one game for his price to actually rise. So hitters are a bit of a more long-term play, a bit of a more long-term solution. You buy these guys, again, we'll break down all the quick sell prices real quick. 84s are 1,500, 83s quick sell for 1,200, 82s for 900, and 81s for 600, 80s for 400, and then silvers, man, don't overlook the silvers. Silvers, you can actually make a lot of bang for your buck here. A 79 quick sells for 150. If they get a +1, they go to 400 stub quick sell. So it's also important to keep in mind the overall of the guy you're investing in. For instance, if I invest in Nolan Arenado, who's a 78 overall, his quick sell is 125 stubs. You can look up all the quick sells online. Let's say I buy a bunch of him for 125. He gets a +1. Let's go to 79 overall. Okay. His quick sell price changes by 25 stubs. The ROI is trash. But if it's a 79 overall that gets a +1, his quick sell changes from 150 to 400. And bam, I just triple my stubs. So it's important to kind of understand the jumps in overall that they can potentially be having, which is why, if you're investing in a bronze to go silver, you can make stubs. If you're investing in a lower silvers are an area I don't like to be in. You can potentially do silver to gold exchange investing, which is a whole different complexity, whole different ball game. Don't even worry about it. Really, 78s and up I like to invest to go gold. And then unless it's a pitcher, like a 77 pitcher can have a good start, and then you can potentially pitcher flip him for a good, bit of change. Even lower tier silver pitchers, you can pitcher flip pretty easily, especially early on in the season when the overalls are scuffed. Now they actually are going to have a ratings reveal. It's to be determined when it's scheduled. It'll probably be around March 4th, March 5th, or March 6th when they do the Diamond Dynasty feature reveals and all that good stuff. But they're actually going to tell us what overall a lot of these guys are. And I'll actually make a video based on that, on who you guys should be looking to invest on right off the bat. Now, when do you have to wait? Well, you're going to have to wait until, these prices come down. These prices are going to be very high due to the power creep. We're going to see the prices of these cards actually be a lot higher than their quick sell price because these cards are going to be usable. If there's not many high overall cards in the game, then an 80 overall crapper Jacob Young will actually be in people's lineups. He won't be quick sell. You got to wait for the market to crash back down a little bit. So once these guys are a quick sell, then it's a good time to buy. But also, you got to, the season hasn't even started. Wait till closer to the season. When the season starts, we're going to see the prices do a lot of volatile things. So follow me for advice, and I'll let you guys know when to actually start this method. It is the best way to make the biggest amount of stubs for sure. It's the #1 way to make 15 million stubs. Again, the cap is 5 million stubs, but you can make a lot more. You saw I had 700 Paul Skeens. It's light work. So the best guys to invest in, man. 80 overalls. I like investing in 80s because if they go +1, you get 50% because their quick seller goes from 400 to 600. 81s, I don't mind investing in either. Same reason, they go from 600 to 900. 83s are kind of dead zoned. If they get +1, they go 1,200 to 1,500. The ROI is not as good. What is that, 25%? So 83s, you really need them to go diamond, which is a bit harder for sure. 84s are a good spot to be in. 84 to go +1, you get 1,500 to 3,000 jump. And also 79s to go gold. You gotta, manage your own portfolio. I'll help you guys do this, of course, if you're in the Discord and the membership and all that. And even on the video, so make sure you turn on notifications. You don't want to miss out. This will be the #1 way to make stubs all year long. Just to go through some of the investments in MLB 24. We invested in Gunnar Henderson when he was an 82, 81 overall gold. He went to 87. Now I'm trying to find somebody that I can talk a little bit more in detail about. Maybe we just go with Garrett Crochet. Garrett Crochet was a silver, a 78 overall when I told the boys in the Discord to invest. I bought 1 million of them. I bought 1 million, not 1 million. I bought 1,000 Garrett Crochets for 78 overall. He was 150 stubs each when I bought him. By the end of the season, he was an 87 overall. So I probably put about 100,000 stubs in him. And you can see now his quick sell price is 6,000 stubs. That is elite. 60 times the amount of stubs I made. So if I put in 100 stubs, I made what? 6,000 off that 100? It was insane. It's immaculate. It's a very, very good method if you know what you're doing. You kind of have to be in tune and be tracking these guys' stats in real life. I like to call this the fantasy baseball that I actually enjoy. Fantasy baseball, it's fun and all. But this is a solo fantasy baseball where it's like investing in these guys in the game and you make a lot of stubs. Jake Irvin, look, like not all investments are going to hit. Jake Irvin basically stayed as a 78 overall all year long. But you can see, you buy these guys in high quantity and you will be amazed at what can be accomplished. That's the best stub making method in MLB The Show 25. Peace out. Thanks for watching.